Hey everyone, welcome to another hunt video. Today we're going to be fighting Akantor, so let's get on with this. And here we go, fighting Akantor. Now, Akantor, as you can see, is an absolutely massive monster. He's a big spiky fire boy. Well, lava boy, technically. So you may think that he's an elder dragon, right? Because of how big he is, the fact that he's just, like, insane. Well, fun fact, he's not an elder dragon. He's actually a flying wyvern. And you say, flying wyvern? What? Where's the wings? Yeah, I don't know. He doesn't fly, but he's a flying wyvern for some reason. So when he does the roar, as you can see, little lava spurts appear, so you gotta watch out for them. You will see a little orange, like, circle appear, and then the lava will spurt out. But it can be a little bit annoying, especially if he does the roar and you, like, say you're sharpening or something, then, you'll probably get hit, in all honesty. And you want to watch out for that move, because as you can see, did you see, like, the orange-looking mist that appeared? So that means that he would have done defense down on me. And the defense down with Akantor is a pain, so if you're going to be fighting Akantor, bring some armor seeds. Whatever the seed is that's called that does the armor up, bring all that sort of stuff, because if you get defense down, it does a lot of defense down, so you really don't want to have to deal with it. Just like every other monster, you'll want to cut his tail off if you can. Now, I say that specifically, like even more so of Akantor, the main reason is this move right here. He has a massive tail range, so see how it goes almost all the way to his head, so if you cut his tail off, you'll actually reduce that range by quite a bit, and you'll be able to, avoid getting hit. And there's one of his, big special type moves, as you saw. He does wind tunnels. I know, it's weird. Honestly, you're probably not going to have to deal with that attack very much unless you're playing multiplayer. If you're playing multiplayer, then you might have to deal with it because, let's say your friends are over that side of the map and you're over here, or, the other way around, then he might do the wind tunnel to your friend or whoever's far away anyway. And in this game, Akantor is weakest to Dragon, but there's also Thunder. He's weak to Thunder when he's enraged. I believe it's a -5, but with Dragon, it's a -20. So if you've got a Dragon weapon, it might be good to bring that, or you can just bring a raw weapon, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm just using the Nagakuga weapon, because raw is still pretty good. Oh, and that's his state when he's angry. He was about to roar, but when he's angry, he goes all orange, glowing, and red. It looks quite cool. And one massive thing with Akantor is if you hit his back legs enough, you can actually trip him quite easily. I'll try and see if I can. Oh, there we go. Got hit by the tail. I'll try and see if I can do it. It's actually pretty quick and easy to make him trip if you're attacking the back legs. I don't know where he's going to be coming up. Over here. But yeah. So if you don't want to go for the head, because obviously that's high risk area. Go for the back legs. You can go for the front legs as well, but the back legs will cause him to trip more often, I believe, so it's probably best to go there if you're going to go for the legs at all. Now, Akantor has been in a few of the Monster Hunter games, honestly not heaps. He hasn't been in one for a while. I think he's going over here, but he's been in Freedom 2, Freedom Unite, Portable Third, 4 for Ultimate, and Generations Ultimate, so he hasn't actually been in any of the, I guess you could call it the HD era of Monster Hunter, so, World, Rise, Wilds, etc. He hasn't been in any of those yet, so I'm really hoping they'll add him into Wilds. He would be a perfect fit for it, in my opinion. Either in, Wilds base game or DLC. Probably DLC would make more sense. So, he's been in quite a lot of the games. He's been in, 2nd, 3rd, 4th gen, etc. Just not, the newer generations and all of that. And you can, of course, break his head, like those tusks, you can break off. You can break his claws, like his front claws, you can break his back, you can obviously cut his tail off, as I mentioned. So he's got quite a few areas that you can break, and obviously if, depending on what you're wanting, that hitbox is pretty bad. So if you're needing items, specific items, if you need his claw or whatever, then obviously break his claws would probably be a good idea, because that will increase the chance. And in the Monster Hunter 20th anniversary, Akantor came 44th, which is actually pretty high up in the positioning when you think about it. I mean, considering he hasn't been in a game since Generations Ultimate, that's very high up in the ranking. So honestly, I feel like that would probably indicate that a lot of people want him back in the game, so, hopefully, Capcom, are you listening? Can you please add Akantor back, please? If you're going to add Akantor back, you also have to add Yukanloth back as well, though. They're a package. You can't do one without the other. And as you can see, I tripped him. So yeah, attacking the back legs is really good for tripping. It gives you an opportunity so you can attack his head, his tail, his back, or wherever you want, but, since you probably don't want to hit his head too much when you're actually like when he's properly fighting because of the crazy damage he can do, and the defense down. So once you trip him, that would be a good opportunity for that, or for the tail, like I've been trying to get, but I haven't got yet because the tail, it has a lot of health. Like you got to do a decent amount of damage to actually cut his tail off. And speaking of his tail, you get 2 calves when you cut it off, so keep that in mind. It's like a Gravios tail. And there's something interesting. How I said before, you know how he's not an Elder Dragon, but he's a flying wyvern? Well, you also can't capture him. I forgot to mention that before, due to just his size, really. But, like, that's one of the things that makes you think he's an Elder Dragon, because, like, you know, he's this big boss, you know, like, the end monster in Freedom Unite Village. And he's, like, massive, crazy, you know, destructive, etc. And then, you know, you can't capture him. It makes you think he's an Elder, even though he's only a flying wyvern. And I've got defense down, so I need to be really careful because I didn't bring anything to, you know, fix that. But yeah, so, there we go, broke one of his tusks. So yeah, Akantor is honestly one of my favorite monsters. He's in like my top 5 of Monster Hunter Freedom Unite, just because he's such a massive, awesome monster. And the fact that they haven't brought him back in the 5th and 6th gen so far is quite surprising. Like, I was pretty sure when I saw Iceborne, we were going to get Eucanalos back in, well, you know, Iceborne, and then hopefully Akantor in some way as well, but we didn't. I was actually very surprised, and I was also surprised when we didn't get it in Rise or Sunbreak. So I feel pretty certain that we're going to get both of them in the Wilds DLC. To me, it just seems inevitable. Like, it would be very strange for them not to add them into the Wilds DLC, and it'll be so good to see it with, like see Akantor with a nice HD texture. Like, it's going to be so nice. Oh, broke the claw and a trip. So as you can see, his legs are very vulnerable when you're attacking them, because you can just trip him so often. And then, you know, you get a good chance to hit his head, which his head obviously has incredibly good hit zones, and immediately hit by the lava. Yeah, so his head has incredibly good hit zones, so if you, oh my god, again. So if you're wanting the head, or like if you're wanting to just do damage, go for the head when you've tripped him, but if you want the tail, also go for the tail, because obviously if he's tripped, you get free damage on the tail, because it's just such a long trip, you get a good amount of time. And I'm still trying to get it off. I haven't got it off just yet. Also, something I actually wasn't even aware of, because I was just reading through a few things on, like, you know, Akantor, if there was anything I was missing. And apparently, when he's doing his wind tunnel, you can actually, or just before it, you can throw a sonic bomb at him, and it will actually cause him to not do the wind tunnel, but also it will make him, you know, like, be knocked out for a few seconds. So if you're going to be fighting Akantor, bring some sonic bombs, because when he does the wind tunnel, you can throw them at him, and you'll get a good amount of free damage. I don't believe I brought any, because I wasn't expecting to use them. Yeah, I didn't bring any, because honestly, I actually wasn't aware of that. Someone might have told me back when I fought him in the Freedom Unite series, but I can't remember. I feel like someone might have told me. There we go. See, he's just so easy to trip. If you want to trip him, go for his legs. It happens so often. I still want to get this tail off though. And also in Freedom Unite, when you hunt Akantor in the village, you'll be given an award, like a guild card award. So if you're trying to get like all the awards in Freedom Unite or something, you're going to have to fight Akantor in the guild hall. Not guild hall, the village, I mean. To actually unlock Akantor, he's the final urgent quest of village, so you just got to, you know, do all the key quests up to that urgent quest, and then you'll be able to do him. Now he does have, oh, there we go, I got his tail off, nice. He does have a G rank version sort of in the guild hub. You have to download an event quest to do that, because if not, you can only fight a maximum high rank. So it's a bit, you know, it's a bit plain like that, because you can't actually fight him G rank normally. It's just an event quest. And you won't be given any G-rank armor. Oh my god, he's tripping so often. And you won't be given any G-rank armor for him or any G-rank weapons, because it just doesn't exist in the game. So, unfortunately, if you love his weapons and his items, you're going to have to deal with only having high-rank levels of that. Now, one massive thing, if you're going to be fighting Akantor with friends, just keep this in mind, because this is something I had a lot of issues with back in the day when I'd play with people. You want to bunch up. Like, don't be... This is when you can use a Sonic Bomb, by the way. Don't be, like, across the map from each other. Obviously, oh my god, trip again. Obviously, it does happen at times where you're far away from each other. But if you're far away from each other, he's going to do the wind tunnel or sprint across the map constantly. And that's very, very annoying. It's a very annoying attack. Actually, I'll try and get him to do the attack to show you, because the tracking can actually be a bit of a pain. So I'll cut to when he's doing it. Okay, so he should be doing that. Yeah, so this attack here, This attack can be a pain because look at how he tracks you. You pretty much have to Superman it. Oh, he actually stopped before he got to me. I haven't really had that happen much before. But there we go, now he's running back. See, so let's say where my cat was, you know, another friend you're playing with. He would just constantly run back and forth if you're not close to each other, and then it does big damage. Like, if you get hit by it, it does big damage. So you really want to make sure, if you're playing with people, try and bunch up if possible, so then you can stay near each other. And oh my god, he's being tripped so often. He is very susceptible to tripping with leg damage. Oh, okay. Watch out. When he does a roar, by the way, you do get hit if you're too close. So you want to try and move away from that if you can. Obviously, in some instances you can't, like what happened just there. But if you can, you want to try and move away because you will get damage. And obviously that's not good, because what if you get damaged and you stand up and there's immediately a little lava spurt under you? Then, you know, you might die depending on how good your gear is. Now, when Akantor's near dead, he does limp sometimes. I say sometimes because, you know, it's pretty much like every other monster. When you have like a single arena like this, they don't often limp. Like, they have the ability to limp, and they sometimes will, but for the most part they won't really do it, so you won't really know. So for the most part with Akantor, he's just going to randomly die at some stage, but if he limps, then you definitely know he's near dead. It's just he might only limp for, like, say, half a second or something, and then that's all you get, and thank you, Lava Spurt. Now, Akantor in Freedom Unite is pretty basic. I just fought him in Portable Third this week, last week actually. He's pretty much the same in Portable Third. There's a few differences. I won't talk about him in Portable Third much, obviously, because this is about Freedom Unite, but if you have fought him in, like, Portable Third, or you fought him in the other future games, just keep in mind he doesn't have all the same attacks in this game. He will be a lot more basic. Oh, there we go. So yeah, he can be a bit hard, especially if you don't have good gear for it, but obviously I have pretty good gear, so this wasn't too much of an issue. As you saw though, tripping is something that you really want to do, and can I not carve him? There we go. I thought I wasn't going to be able to carve him. And there we go, guys, another hunt video done. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you'd like to join the channel as a member, you can. I'll show up on screen now the members we have. Thank you all very much. And also, thank you all very much to all the new subscribers. Welcome. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. The hunt videos are doing really well, so I think people are enjoying them. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one as much. So next episode, I'll be doing Ukanlos, because, you know, Akantor, Ukanlos back to back. And from there, I'm going to do the rest of the elders I haven't done, you know, Yamaskami, Teostra, Kushala, all those sorts of monsters. And then anything else that I haven't done that is, like, semi-interesting at least, because, like, you know, I'm not going to do a hunt video on Geodrome and all that sort of stuff. And then after that, we'll see what happens from there. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next hunt video. See you then. Bye.